Yes, it's a full story. So you
Oh,
get in the campaign, you're gonna get like four different campaigns, and I think they're following each character. I think it's four or five characters, something like that.
so you get one campaign for the 9.99 price.
Right, and then you get the multiplayer.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's cool. But how much is it for the full entire game?
Well, probably want to be like $40 if it's four different campaigns, which is straight.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Because I mean, the game. I mean, when I saw it at Gamescom, like just that little snippet, I was just like, sweet dude, that looks actually like a good indie game that I might actually want to play.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't know. I didn't even know it was coming out this week until you said something. I was like, oh shit, all right.
Yep, it pops at the 22nd to tomorrow.
22nd tomorrow. Dang. You know what? You know what's funny is that a lot of these games are coming out on Fridays now. It seems like it's a trend now. Like even Assassin's Creed's coming out on a Friday, which usually I think it used to come out on Tuesday. It seems like they're
We
trying to do that more.
It'll make more. I mean, if you think about it, it makes more sense to come out on Friday so people can play it throughout the weekend. It comes out on Tuesday. People have to work, so they'll probably play it a couple of hours here and there throughout the week, and then play it a lot on the weekend. So it makes more sense to come out on Friday.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, especially like if it's a multiplayer game, I mean, definitely, on
Yeah,
Friday or like Wednesday, like Destiny did. It did on Wednesday, so then the
yeah.
the servers aren't crowded
And they
on.
still had issues.
Yeah, they did. But you know what? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't really that bad. I thought it
Yeah,
was going to be worse. I mean, at least I got in the first night. I thought for sure I wasn't going to get in at all.
yeah. It took me like what, close to 30 minutes. And it took y'all like what, 15 minutes or so to get
Yeah,
in.
something like that. We're like, "Are you in, Baines?" You're like, "No."
Oh,
Like,
like
yeah,
this
man,
shit. Yeah.
that sucks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a little pre-game. You are now with the Quest Podcast. Your host M Baines, special guest Leo, and we got a couple other people
Hey,
dropping through.
Hey,
So we're gonna go
name
ahead
dropping.
and get these official introductions. First, we're gonna start off with our special guest. Tell them about yourself, Leo.
hey, I'm Lee. I thought we weren't using real names, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not scared of them. All my stalkers don't know my new address, so it's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. But
My
I
bad,
might have
man.
I might have to switch a couple things around after this, but it's just fine. That's what
Hey, let's re-officially announce it.
my
Yukon,
my
right?
gamer tags Yukon
Yeah.
Cornelius because obviously he's the best part of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Everybody knows it. They just don't want to admit it. Yeah, I play some games with you guys, so I decided to come on here and see what's going on. So here I am.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate it. Artemis.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Dark Optimus. You know, it's gonna be a good show tonight. I have my buddy from college on here. Yukon Cornelius. So it's gonna be a good
Hey,
show.
Yes, sir. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we should have a couple other people stopping through. We'll see. Um, we're gonna go
Some
ahead
people
and
are
get
gonna come through the back door. Just say
pause. Anyway,
that.
we're gonna go ahead and get into what we've been playing for the week. So we'll start off with you, Yukon. What you been playing, man?
I've been playing this game. You guys might not have heard of it. It's kind of on the download, but Destiny 2. I've been checking that stuff out. Seeing what's going on with that, wasting my time
I hear
playing the
that.
raid. I finished that today. Actually, got a worthless engram for the clan. It's pretty awesome, I guess.
Is it
I
that bad?
mean,
I mean, is it like
it's
what, a level 10, something like that?
it it drops at 10. Every other engram you get is like a legendary engram or a powerful one, but this one drops to 10. So thank you, Bungie, for my 10 auto rifle. Thank you. It only took me 10 hours to get it, but it's a great time. It's not worth the raid, man. I'm not seeing it worth it. I didn't really get that much from it.
Yeah, they say it seems
But
like they got a lot of that stuff hidden. Like you're supposed to go back and with these keys and find some chests to get some
man,
better loot, which don't make any
we
sense.
went and we did a couple of the chests, and they drop at your light level. So it's just like getting an engram
Wow.
from any other vendor, man. I got some nice 289s. Oh, thank you. It only took me 10 hours to get all the keys.
Jeez, dude. Dang.
Yeah.
Go through all the well, because it's super complicated. I mean, I don't want to say it's super complicated. At first, it's pretty complicated. Once you get everything down, it's pretty easy, and you could run it through in 3 or 4 hours. But we kept, cycling in and out random people that didn't know how to pay attention or didn't understand or just assholes because Xbox. So it took a lot longer than it should have. But even 3 or 4 hours, I don't see myself doing it again because I got one good piece of gear that was 300, 3 light level higher than me. So was that worth my 10 hours? I don't know. I'll leave that up to whoever's listening if that's worth it or not. It didn't feel like it to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought it would drop a good bit above your light level.
I mean, the other raids, you get 315 or a 320, something like that. That's what I expected. I expected somewhere in there, but so maybe it's my fault for having higher expectations, but it just didn't seem too worth it. So I've been wasting time on Destiny, and I'm an achievement whore, so I play a lot of random games trying to stack up that gamer score. I'm at 4,000 this month, I think, playing stupid ass games like Ben-Hur, which is free on Xbox Live.
and Clicker Heroes, right?
Dude, I don't want people to know I play Clicker Heroes. Don't worry about that game, right?
I love your
dumb.
picture, by the way, on the YouTube. It's great, man.
Oh, did it pop up? That's
it pops
me in real
up
life.
on there. Yeah,
that's me in real life, so it's okay. Dude, so some of these free games aren't that bad, but Clicker Heroes it's like a phone. I don't know. It's just addictive. I hate it. I don't want to play it anymore, but I put so much time in there that the last couple, the 300 or 400 Chivos that'll pop in like a month once I finish it. I might as well just keep doing it. But yeah, dude,
It's called
I'm trying to get
Clicker Heroes.
Clicker Heroes. Don't look it up. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. All right, do yourself a favor and forget that name. You'll feel better.
Yeah, I might have to try to figure that one.
Just forget it. They don't even.
But yeah. There's a lot of good games on there. Believe it or not, and there's a lot of good games if you're just looking for Chivos like that Ben-Hur thing. I literally beat the game in 5 minutes. I got 800.
Was it any good?
There you go. No, it's the worst tie-in to a movie game I've ever seen. I beat the whole thing front to back in 5 minutes. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like that was the whole game.
Dang.
So yeah, they did like a remake of the old school movie, I think. Not that long ago, a few years ago. And this was the tie-in, I guess. And I guess some like college kid in his mom's basement probably made that because it was the worthless thing I've ever seen in my life. But if you want free achievements, man, then go check it out because it's there.
Yeah, why not?
That's what I've been doing.
All right, Artemis, what you been playing,
man? Destiny. And I play a little bit of NBA 2K18, just because I like the little stories that they do. Ever since they started doing that with the Spike Lee one, I've just kind of been playing them ever since then.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's a fun little campaign that they got going on there. I mean, it's pretty much road to 99 or something like that, and it's kind of hard, man. Actually, to get to 99, I'm all like, dang, all right, or I just suck. That could be too
possible.
It's very possible. But yeah, I mean, mostly just Destiny. But like that grind, man, that grind is real, and in Destiny, I swear. I didn't think it was gonna hit that quick, but it did, man.
Once you get on your second character, man, you like my second character is already 10 light above my first one. It's just figuring out. It's Destiny 2 is all about figuring out how to do stuff, and all of a sudden it's a lot easier. It's a lot different from the first one, but yeah,
definitely.
All right,
and that's all I've been playing.
Myself, I've been playing Destiny. And I did play some NBA 2K. Seems like it's gonna be pretty good. I usually don't go through the story. I think I might do that this year. I usually I'm old school. I kind of play the season and then going about my business. Um, but I think I might actually try their story this year. So we'll see how that goes. But Destiny 2, I mean, I'm loving the game. I mean, they did a great job with the game. Can't say anymore. We've talked about Destiny enough, though.
Yeah, we have.
So we're gonna move on. Battleborn. Guess the servers are finally closing. What do you guys think about that?
Well, for me, I mean, it. Oh, go ahead, man. If you wanna jump in.
No, I mean, well, I played that game at launch. I was super hyped for it. I loved it. Me and Cody, aka Wow So Serious, that asshole. We played that. We played that at launch, like nonstop. We loved it, man. Like we had no interest in Overwatch whatsoever. It didn't look fun to me. I wasn't into it, but it had the mistake of launching at the exact same time as Overwatch, and it got murdered by that game.
Yeah,
Completely and utterly murdered. Within the first week, there was no one on the servers. Like we were waiting for a game for 20, 30 minutes almost every single time within the first week. So a lot of people thought that those two games were the same, and they weren't at all. So it's kind of a shame, to be honest.
that's crazy. Most people that I talked to that's played it, they all say the same thing, that it was actually pretty good, but that was the main issue, that it dropped too close to.
Well, I don't know I don't know if you remember or not. Probably not. It was a long time ago, but it's made by Gearbox. Obviously, they got tons of money, so I don't know why this is an issue. But they had zero marketing behind it. I never saw an ad for it. If I hadn't known about it, I wouldn't even have. So whoever was in charge of that game dropped the ball really hard, and then Overwatch swooped in and murdered everybody, and that was it.
The only thing I remember
to see that game go.
Them trying any type of advertising was a little bit before it came out. I guess they were trying to kind of drum up the competition between them and Overwatch, which that was a mistake. But then, other than that,
big mistake.
Yeah, other than that, you're right. They really didn't push that game like they should have.
Battleborn was it was a lot closer to a MOBA than to an arena shooter, I think. So I think they should have played up that angle a little bit better.
Right.
But it's like, hey, we're here, we're gear. I think they just want to say, hey, we're Gearbox, we're making a game, and maybe they thought that'd be enough. But all people want from them is Borderlands, I guess.
Borderlands, right? I want my damn Borderlands 3, please.
Oh man, I'm online right now. Like I'll stand outside if it's coming out in a year. Like I'll go online right now. Like I'm excited for that.
I'm telling you, I'll be right there with you too.
Oh man,
we'd probably get it a lot sooner if Battleborn did well. We'd probably have that already if they had enough money to be making it. But they spent all that time on this stuff, so
yeah. Well, they just got behind. What's the game that was on? It was on.
We Happy Few.
We Happy Few. Yeah, they just got behind that game. So.
Oh, are they making that game too?
Well, they're publishing it, right?
Yeah, they're publishing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I hope that.
I thought that game was whack, but hey, whatever.
I did too.
That game does good.
Apparently, they went back and added a story and all of that. And supposedly, it's supposed to be, better when it actually does drop. I think it drops next year, but it's still on.
Pre-alpha was terrible, man. That was terrible.
I almost pulled a trigger on that game too, man. But I watched a couple of people on Twitch, and I said no, thank you. This looks like a bunch of mindless bullshit. So I'm straight.
Yeah, you got the bullet.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, like the whole Battleborn thing. I played the beta. I didn't like it. I actually played it with Yukon actually, and was just like, I'm not picking this up. And I think that was kind of like the problem was the fact that I think a lot of people felt the same way that I did. They were just kind of like, it's not that it wasn't fun. It was just like I just had no interest in it. And with Overwatch coming out at that time, it was just like I picked up Overwatch at that time. I was like, I'd rather play Overwatch, and then of course, ending up down the line that I ended up hating Overwatch anyways. So
yeah, I'm about to say you don't play no damn Overwatch.
So it is sad to see them kind of close down and not have the Battleborn servers up anymore. But hopefully they can come back and wow us with Borderlands 3.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, we're gonna move on. Fortnite, big story this week. Certain PS4 players stated that they were killed by, or they caught Xbox players on their same playing field, which means crossplay was enabled. And this was just done apparently by Fortnite. It seems. I mean, by the developers. It seems. But they tried to get an official word on it, and nothing was given. They're still waiting on that. What do you guys think about the whole crossplay ordeal with Fortnite? I think it's something that they need to. It seems like somebody needed to do this in order for the ball to really get rolling. But it might piss Sony off, and they might do something else. Who knows? But
honestly, when I heard this story, when they were saying that that it was like a little crossplay, like kind of illegally, I guess, in terms of gaming, I was just like, oh, that's cool. They kind of threw it out there because I mean they kind of been talking about it, like wanting to do crossplay and stuff, and they kind of did it for one weekend, and I don't know if PlayStation is going to take like legal action or not. I doubt it. I mean, I honestly can't really see them doing that, just because it was just one weekend. Come on, like it's not that big of a deal. It didn't hurt anybody. It didn't harm a child, like they say. We're trying to protect the children out there. So with the crossplay, they should do it. Honestly, they should actually have this full-fledged in the game, and they haven't done it. And I mean, yeah, granted, they were the first ones to come out and say that they wanted to do crossplay back in the day, and Microsoft kind of turned them down. But now times have changed. It's kind of like that whole before their time kind of thing, and times have changed now, and we got to get with the times because people want crossplay, man. They want to play their games with other people. PlayStation, Xbox, the Switch, whatever. Right. And look who's just came in from the back door. Sir,
hey, I don't use. I am not noof, man. I don't use the back door. I cut through a second floor window. That's what I do. All right. Did you? Technically, this is breaking and entering right now, man. I'm just saying. What's going on, everybody?
What's up, bot?
Not too much, What's man. Up? I've been on that Destiny grind, dude. I just got the weapon I want too.
Which one is that?
The sweet business.
Oh, you fucking asshole! God damn it, dude! I
have
hate you so much
right now. I even took a picture of it. I will be sharing on Twitter as well. I will tag Dark Optimus in that picture.
Yeah, I know you will. It's funny. I hate you so much, dude. God damn it.
Yeah, I got that gun. Leave it up to the noob that was talking shit about the game to get the gun that you want, man.
That's true. I know. It's sad, but it's the reality of MMOs.
Dude, I still got to say this. Man. To everybody on Twitter who talks about Destiny 2, guys, I know you're into the grind, but please take time away from talking about that and let people know that it does have a quality story, that the atmosphere in the story and the immersion in the story is top notch, people.
Yeah, they did a good job with the story this time around.
Dude, what I did for like an hour.
I thought the last. Well, I take my time, man. That was one of the reasons why I didn't go into the story with like a lot of people. I had a lot of people offering, "Hey, I'll go in with you and do this and do that." But I like to look around. I like to get immersed in what's going on. I like to get surrounded by the environment and stuff like that. And I know with this game, a lot of people out there, and this is not to say anything bad to everybody out there, but I know a lot of people out there would have just kind of tried to throw me on their shoulders and go forward. And I didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I actually beat the last guy by myself. I didn't have a squad with me there because I felt like if you're the only guardian with the light, with the power, then you should fight him yourself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean you get enough super rings or whatever they call them to take them out. I mean, I kind of tried to not use them as much, because they were kind of they're kind of almost OP at that
Oh,
point.
dude, I didn't really. I used them maybe twice,
Yeah,
but every other time I was just like
shooting him, right?
yeah. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to jump in here and turn this into a Destiny podcast. By the way, my bad.
Again,
People.
Nah,
I know, dude. Like we told people that we were going to
but
get away from Destiny, and now they're
actually,
like,
I was
we're going into Destiny.
actually I was interested to hear how excited you were about it because I know you weren't that excited initially. So I'm glad about that.
My whole thing, the jury is still out on moving forward,
Right.
and what they do with the game once they announce the DLC and get closer to the DLC and stuff like that. And that's what I'm really gonna be like. Because I'm on the fence on, if they just stop supporting the game and they move on to the raids to the DLC and stuff like that, I'm gonna be a little pissy about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, they've been pretty good about having little things every now and then. I'm pretty sure we'll get a Sparrow racing or something in Destiny.
So there's a new event coming this.
Yeah, the faction or whatever.
Yeah, they're bringing the factions back from Destiny 1.
Yeah, so see, they're already
weekend and next weekend.
Yeah, they're already doing it. So
nice. They already threw me the best Sparrow to get as well, so I got one of those for free.
Isn't it exotic?
Yes. Oh no! My bad. It's a legendary. But it's the one that has all the little extra fins and stuff like that. I'm happy with it.
Nice.
They threw me a different ship already, so I got the one that looks like an old man's nutsack flying sideways. That's what I'm flying.
Oh shit! Damn.
You know exactly the ship I'm talking about too. Yeah,
I do. Yeah. But that's the thing. All the ships look the same, in the game. They have, unless you get maybe an exotic ship that maybe looks different, but it looks like, even
they look the same. It's those kind of stuff. The vanity items in Destiny 2 are a big letdown for me. There's 6 ships, and they're all just different repaints. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you got the big ball ship, you got the wings going forward ship, you got the wings going backward ship, you got the boxy ship. Like I mean, there's differences to them, but at the end of the day, like you can't go in and pimp my spaceship like you would do with MTV back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Destiny 1, they let you grind for ships for like weeks and weeks. Here, I guess I'll buy some money and maybe I'll get a reskin or maybe I'll get a green Sparrow. Whatever, some lame stuff. Who knows? I wish they put more effort into that if they want me to spend money. That's all I'm saying.
No, I got you, man. I got you. At the end of the day, there's gripes in just about every corner of the game with a bunch of different gamers. But at the end of the day, I'm still having fun. I feel like like I said, the story is underplayed to a crazy extent with the gaming community. I have no idea why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's pretty short, personally. I think I see it's a lot better than the first one. But I feel like
a lot better than the first one. There really wasn't a story in the first one. Yeah,
I mean,
there was a story. It was something. It was a story. It was just super short and left out a lot of stuff, and then left a lot of opening.
Yeah, it didn't explain anything.
And with this one, I think the issue is not that the story is the length that it is. It's just that they made it up to be so much more than what it actually came out to be, because before they was talking about, oh, you got so much story, you got so much this, so much that, and it really wasn't that. It was like a Call of Duty type, length campaign, and we thought we were gonna get something that was a little bit longer than that. That's where the problem came in.
At the end of the day, all right, when it came to Destiny 1, people, complained about the story or whatnot. I think that Destiny 2 is really good for people who didn't touch Destiny 1. I feel like the story will evolve. It'll get people into the game that's not used to like maybe MMOs and stuff like that. It'll get a lot more people kind of attached to the franchise and want to move on past the story. That's the way I feel. I know with me, because like I said, I hardly played the first Destiny, and that's what it's got me doing with Destiny 2. Like the story got me hooked into it, and now I'm getting my exotics, I'm getting my legendaries, I'm leveling my character up. I feel like my character has a purpose. I can't wait to get high enough to do the raid, which I'm pretty sure everybody else already did by now. But
you don't want to do it. You don't want to do the raid.
Don't get too fast on that raid.
I find like that teamwork, that like how extensive they go into teamwork and stuff like that, though, where you really got to figure out and maneuver and do your patterns with your your team. I like that, man, because I know there's a lot of games that I have that are multiplayer that they say like co-op or team, and at the end of the day, most of my team, they just go off and do whatever the hell they're gonna do. And at the end of the day, your points are accumulated at the end of the match or whatnot. And with the raids and stuff, it's different. You actually have to work together, yo. And I like that. That seems cool to me.
All right, we're gonna get off of Destiny.
Are we gonna talk about Amazon? Amazon selling out on the Xbox One X.
I want to get your thoughts on the Fortnite crossplay issue.
Oh, they did that shit on purpose, yo.
I think they did too, man. I think they did too.
There's a couple reasons why too, man. First to kind of put pressure for that whole crossplay thing again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. Yeah.
And then secondly, like let's just the gorilla in the room. Destiny 2 came out. Destiny 2 came out, and you know that there was active users that went from Fortnite into Destiny 2 because Fortnite's a grinding game as well. So to get some people back, to get their name back in the headlines, in the articles and stuff like that, it was also good to kind of just leave that switch on for a little while until somebody figured it out. You feel me?
That's true. That's true. What do you think PlayStation will you think PlayStation will have anything to say? You think they will do anything?
No. I feel they'll stay quiet. They don't have to do anything right now. They feel they are in a comfortable position. The thing is, when it comes to the gaming industry, if you have ever noticed, whoever is in first place becomes lazy. All right, whoever is, last gen, it was the 360 jumped to a huge head start, right? But when they got comfortable, all of a sudden there was less and less first party games. There were more marketing deals with multiplats and stuff like that going towards the end of that generation, which let kind of like the PS3 in terms of hardware sales catch up. You could go all the way throughout. Nintendo thought they were the shit until Sega came around. You know what I'm saying? And Nintendo got a little bit lazy with what they were doing, and Sega gained ground and gained credibility and stuff. Whoever's in first place, whoever, owns that mind share, like when you say consoles for that generation, I know a lot of people like PS4, right? It's just it's the nature of the beast. They get lazy. They don't have to do anything right now, and they could just stay quiet and keep moving forward with whatever they're doing.
I'm pretty sure they had a backroom conversation though. Like, y'all need to cut that off. Like,
and Sony has no reason to do crossplay because their whole thing is they have exclusive games. Microsoft's probably desperate to do it because they have no. If you don't have either console, you buy a PS4 because they have more games. That's it. There's no other thing there. Sony's got absolutely no reason to ever do crossplay as long as they're in first place. They keep pumping out all these first-person game, all these platform first-party games, and they're staying in the lead. Microsoft has what? Gears of War 7, Halo 15. I mean, that's it.
They came out with a bunch of second-party deals in terms of like Sunset Overdrive, Rise. If you go all the way through this generation, and they've done their best to create new IPs, new experiences. Unfortunately, some of those games hit stupid walls, whether it was, let's talk about the resolution in a game because that means the end all be all and stuff like that. This generation has been thoroughly fucked when it comes to like the gaming media and what these companies perceive as important when it comes to a game. And I feel that Xbox came out with a bunch of quality titles, a bunch of great games. I mean, you look at Ori and the Blind Forest, you could look at Rise Son of Rome, you could look at Sunset Overdrive. I mean, I can go on and on with games that were absolutely amazing, but unfortunately with the media spin and then the whole resolution gate and shit like that, a lot of people, they didn't get to experience these games, and I feel kind of bad for them,
So you don't think the lineup in the beginning of the generation for Xbox was sufficient enough? You didn't?
Maybe in the beginning, but now, I mean, what exclusive game does Xbox have? I mean, for the last few years,
it sounds like you're trying to teeter towards games are also going to PC that are from Xbox first party. That's what I like when you're like, what exclusive
not really.
games?
I'm talking exclusive PS4 games like Uncharted or Bloodborne, or they just came out with that Azari.
Well, look at 2018. You're
whatever that
going
one
to
is.
get Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, Crackdown, Forza Horizon 4. Like
none of those games are console sellers. I don't see myself buying an Xbox exclusively.
Yeah, but see,
you buy one for Uncharted, you buy one
personally. You're thinking personally. Think about like the industry. Think about the community, man.
I am thinking about the community. PlayStation 4 is at the top for a reason. It's not because their hardware is so much better and 10% better graphics. It's because they have better games, and that's what does Xbox have right now?
I will definitely disagree with you, because within the first couple of years, all it was power. It's all about power. 50% more power. That's all you ever heard. Turn every corner and stuff like that. And it was all about PS4 having power. But guess what? They don't have that anymore. I'm just saying.
I mean, they do right now until Xbox One X comes out. But why would I buy that? There's no games to go with it. I'm
not trying to convince you to buy anything, man. Oh yeah, there is. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. Having a debate. I'm not trying to. No, I got you. If you didn't get on the boat from the beginning of this generation, there is a whole library of games. If you have never touched an Xbox One, when you get the Xbox One X, you're gonna get the superior, like, edition of a bunch of games. 139 right now off the bat. You can get a lot of them with Game Pass, so you pay $10 for 1 month and you can go in and decide to play how many games. I mean, there is value within the Xbox platform and the new hardware coming out, man.
Yeah,
well, I didn't say there wasn't any value in it.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the value. I think he's just talking about the games. In the beginning, the Xbox, they were pushing. I mean, there was a lot of good games up until actually this year is when their production really came to a halt. And I think PlayStation really pumped it up this year, because in the beginning, PlayStation they had maybe 1 or 2 games a year, 1 or 2 big games a year. The rest were indies. Yeah. And then they got away from that now because they're pumping out all of their other games. And if you notice, even now, a lot of their games aren't first party. They're like third party games that are just going to the PlayStation because they have that relationship and they are the leader right now.
Yeah, so, we basically on the Xbox platform, and I will put my disclaimer here that I have and play all the consoles. I have the Switch, we have 3 PS4s, we have 4 Xbox Ones in the house. So we game in this household, all right? And just 1 year, because in terms of what Phil Spencer wanted to do in terms of developing their first party and stuff like that, of course, you're going to go into a period of transition where there is going to be a low point where it doesn't seem like there is a lot there. But you look at what's coming in 2018 and whatnot, and, everybody gave PS4 their sparse year. Even I forgot the name of the guy who came out and said it and basically said, well, yeah, no, it's sparse this year. We don't have a lot coming. So if people are going to give the PS4 their sparse year, guess what? 2017 is kind of the sparse year for Xbox. And moving forward, you're not going to see that happen anymore.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm okay with it being sparse, though, this year, because, I mean, we got so many games coming. They're all third party, yes, but, we're going to have, some of these games that are going to look great on the X, and then. But I also have to agree, with Yukon on the whole fact of, Microsoft and Xbox not having enough titles to sell their console. I mean, those games are great. I love Sunset Overdrive. I love Rise Son of Rome. But, I don't think those are really, that console seller type of game. Bloodborne and Uncharted, and even I even think
Uncharted is an established franchise, man.
Right,
Bloodborne,
right.
If you're a Dark Souls fan, I mean, you got.
But there's a lot of Dark Souls fans out there, dude.
Well, that's what it would be. At least with Sunset Overdrive, it was something completely new.
Look, Sunset Overdrive, Rise, Quantum Break, those are really good games that could be an established portion of Microsoft's portfolio. Their problem is they're one and done. If it doesn't do good the first time, then they're gone.
Yo, Baines, check this out. Now, look at what happened within these 3 years. They came out with these titles, and what was the first thing? Because of what was going on within the gaming community, within the big gaming media. One of the first things I remember people saying, well, I don't know if I like this game because I don't know what the resolution is. That's how fucked up like this whole generation got for a point in time. And it's like, really, you really want to
but you're talking about the gaming media. You're not really the community
what does that
the
mean?
Community didn't really care.
Am I missing
Nobody
something?
Really cared about the resolution, dude.
That had a hit. First of all, that had a really big hit on Quantum Break and Digital Foundry and what they said and they did with that title.
Of course, if you're going to take that and run with it and be like, hey, you know.
Well, see, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, the game didn't suck. When Quantum Break first came out, that is what killed it. The fact that at first people thought it was 1080p, then they found out that it was 720p checkerboard or whatever, and that took a lot of mind share, and a lot of people started killing the game before they even played it. And then when they played it, they was like, eh. So then that made it worse. You know, some people didn't like it. So you know, the resolution.
That's on Microsoft to do better in their marketing. They don't need to lie. They don't need to pull an E3 division and show some like, you know, next generation game that's virtual reality looking like on my screen, but when you play it,
they didn't do that.
It's flat.
Well, no.
Are you serious?
They didn't.
Look at the E3 for Division.
No, I'm saying Microsoft didn't do that with Quantum Break, man.
No, they didn't do that with Quantum Break.
Don't get that tangled together, yo.
I'm just hearing half stories from you guys. So I don't really know this whole story, so my bad.
Yeah, that was real prevalent when Quantum Break came out, like, because everybody was excited about it, and then all of a sudden all you heard, all you saw, if you mean looking in the articles about Quantum Break, the first thing you saw was, oh, it's 720p checkerboard, it's not even 1080p or whatever. That was the first thing you saw. And
that was the thing that kind of stalled the hype for that game, and
exactly,
like, nobody was talking about the gameplay or anything at that point in time. It was all about, you know, tech analysis and numbers and resolution. Like, it was crazy, man.
But then again, I still put the fault on, because that was a good game, and I still fault Microsoft a lot for not just ponying up and following up with that game. You know what I'm saying? Even though the first one didn't do well, the first Uncharted didn't do well. The first Uncharted wasn't that good.
Yo, man,
the second one blew out. I mean, the second one was great. The second one was a game changer.
Blew everything out of the water.
This is why I'm an M. Baines fanboy right here, because a lot of times the first iteration of a brand new IP doesn't necessarily rock the world, right? But they pony up and they fund the sequel, and a lot of the times the sequel will get a lot more press. Of course, it'll get a lot more marketing, and it'll get a lot more people to buy the game. And Baines, this is where I think you hit the nail on the head when it comes to games like Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, even Rise. You know, I know Crytek is a fucking like a fun house, a circus fun house right now.
You keep bringing up the same games. We haven't seen anything new. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, we're gonna get Crackdown.
Rise is an Xbox One launch title.
Yeah. Rise came out. I think the point is not when we may be talking about new in two different time frames. Y'all may be talking about new now. We're talking about new period. Like, those were new IPs. You know what I'm saying?
But period, those don't matter anymore, because guess what? They're not going to make another sequel to those games.
That's why they don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I can only fault Microsoft, because like, they had these games, they had more in the beginning of the generation. You know, they were doing fine. They just
I'm still hoping for a Sunset Overdrive, like, down the road.
Like, right now,
dude.
but hold on. But we have a brand new game, Sea of Thieves, coming out early next year. We have State of Decay, who's slated for spring next year. We have Crackdown, slated for early spring next year. It's also none
of them are console sellers, though, man. That's the thing.
How do you know?
Because Crackdown 3 is not going to sell an Xbox.
Crackdown 3 is already getting shitty reviews out the gate before it even comes out.
That's why they pulled it back.
But I gave multiple games.
Sea of Thieves is definitely not going to sell the Xbox, because guess what? It's not that great of a game. I mean, I played the alpha and I fucking hated it. It was better. I mean, it's fun. It's fun when you're playing with friends and stuff like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to sell the Xbox. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think either one of those games are console sellers, but you know, if you take them all together, you know, that
Maybe
could be
State of Decay. I will give you State of Decay might be that game, but it's
Well,
only because
I'm not looking for the next Halo in terms of selling software. All right. I'm saying that there are new experiences coming right around the corner. You're talking about no games, and it looks like there are definitive games with definitive experiences right around the corner.
Yeah.
Not only that, but they are also rebooting Fable. I know they haven't announced it yet, but just going through the lines that I have through YouTube and through the gaming industry, they are definitely rebooting Fable as well, which hopefully they'll announce that at E3. Phil Spencer said that they are fleshing out their first party studios and whatnot. They just one of Phil's things that I don't agree with, because I feel that there needs to be a balance here. He doesn't want to announce anything that isn't coming out within the first year. Like he did that at E3. Like everything that you saw at E3 is coming out from that E3 to holiday next year. All right, all those games. So there's 42 games there, right?
Right.
But I feel like you need to tease people as well.
Those
you need to
42 games are mostly indies, dude. And most people don't like playing indies. They love the AAA game.
Dude, you're the indie king. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, dude? Get out of here. Get out of here right now.
You tell me
you're a hater.
You're not excited for Ash.
You know me. I hate it. Like I don't hate indies. I like something that's
you a hater.
Raiders of the Broken Planet. That looks like a good game. I'm probably gonna play that.
Ashen looks amazing to me.
Ashen looks cool as fuck. I'm gonna probably play that when it comes out. But that's the thing. Like,
you think Ori 2 is not gonna move a few units?
But that's the thing. Ori's not gonna move units, bro. It's not, because it's a single player game. Like,
dude, the last one is put in the category of a masterpiece, and you think this second one, if they don't show that they're going...
Honestly, I don't think it's going to push any... I mean, it might push a few consoles here and there, but I don't think it's going to push a lot of consoles.
I think the thing to look at right now is that, well, Microsoft doesn't want to just push any console. They want to push a $500 brand new Xbox One X. And I don't think indie games are going to... I'm not going to...
Well, actually they have already stated that their prime piece of hardware is the S. Do they want to push their hardware? Do they want to sell their hardware? Yes, they do. But at the end of the day, they are stating that their backbone for the price point and what you get with the Xbox One S, you get upscaled to 4K, you get the Ultra HD Blu-ray, you get HDR for a lower price point than the X. They have stated that the X is a premium product. Now, if it takes over in sales, I don't think they're going to get pissed off and go to the gaming community and be like, hey guys, calm down. We need you to buy more S's. But at the end of the day, with the price point, the entry level price point and stuff like that, they are still like their mindset, their business like bracket is that the S is the backbone of the Xbox platform and the X is the premium device.
But that's the thing. They don't have any exclusive that's I mean, besides Forza, but I mean, Forza is a whole different fucking ball game when it comes to that. They don't have any exclusive game that's going to showcase what the X can do until next year, which is maybe Crackdown 3, but I doubt it because it's cell shading. So cell shading doesn't really, it doesn't, do much to the game. Maybe State of Decay 2, but I mean, I looked at the trailer at E3 and it didn't look anything different from the first one. So I mean, I don't see them having a showcased game or have something that is going to push this console to more people, because I mean they're a business, man. They want to sell this fucking console. They don't want they don't want people to not have this console in their home, if they're gonna wanting to go out there and get it. So they got to have something that's going to showcase what this console can fucking do. And third party is kind of doing it with Assassin's Creed and Shadow of War, but that's about it. We need something that's exclusive that can really show what we get.
What you're going to get with the X, besides Forza Motorsport 7, which I know you don't like, Dark, but I do know a lot of racing fans
niche,
out there.
It's a niche.
All right, yeah, you're going to get run over by a Power Wheel. Anyway, like that game's going to showcase what it can do when it comes out, right? But all the multiplats, they're gonna look better. They're gonna run better. Even if we get a lazy developer that just kind of does the same thing that they would do with the PS4 and just straight ports it over to the Xbox One X, you're gonna get faster load times. It's still gonna perform better and stuff like that.
You're talking about third party, but I'm talking about an exclusive
what has sold the most? What has sold the most this generation?
Right, third party is sold the most. But here's the thing: I want to see
if your hardware, is
not Crackdown.
If your hardware is the hardware where the third party performs the best, you don't think that's going to sell units?
360.
It's going to sell units. I'm not saying it's not going to sell units. I'm saying,
well, you're looking for
an extra $300. I don't know.
Yeah, for an extra $300, all I'm getting is multiplats. You know what I'm saying? Like next year, Sea of Thieves is not going to show off what the X can do. It may show off what the X can do in scale and in like what you can basically do in an open world like that. But that's about it. We're not seeing anything yet. Not yet. We're not seeing anything yet.
There's too many rules and parameters when it comes to Xbox. Like if I told you that Halo 6 is going to drop next year, our friend Leo over here will be like, well, see, like what I said, another Forza 50 or Gears 80 or something like that. So I tell you games that are coming out that are new and that are fresh. It's like, well, they're not system sellers. Like Sea of Thieves is not a system seller. Then I say the multiplats are going to perform better. See, well, you're talking about third party. See, like that's what I'm saying. Everything that I'm saying here is what you're going to be getting with the system, and you're knocking everything down.
That's because you have to compare it all to PlayStation, and you're forgetting that PlayStation has better first parties, and that's a big thing. If I'd never touched a console before, I'm picking one or the other. Am I picking 10% better graphics for $300 more, or am I picking PlayStation who has all these other fucking
for the first part of this generation, like over 90% of the Sony exclusives were delayed. More okay, like there were multiple
we're
titles
here now.
Delayed
what does that have to do with it?
Oh, so now we're here now. We don't want to talk about what got
we're talking about now, right?
So how are the consoles? Hold on. So how are the consoles selling then? How are they selling then when they didn't have those exclusives because they kept getting delayed?
But see,
so how are they selling then?
But the narrative.
That's when Microsoft
now,
was winning, right? Microsoft was before this.
No, they weren't actually.
But we have to realize also now.
I guess so.
The narrative has changed now. It's about games. Even though a resolution was a big talk, a few years ago. The narrative is now changed. It's all about games, especially now that Sony's pumping out these games like they're on an assembly line. So if you are going into a store and you don't have a console at all, and you're looking at both of them, and I mean, most people probably will, unless it comes down to their friends, right? Unless it comes down to the system that their friends are on. Barring that,
which a lot of times that does happen.
It does. But barring that, a lot of people are going to go with the PlayStation just because of the game lineup for right now.
Really? So there's people lining up for GT Sport and NAC 2 this holiday, huh? That's what they're lining up for.
Lineup. We're talking about I'm talking about the lineup. Period. The lineup as a whole. Not just one or two games, or not just what's coming out in the next couple of months. I'm just talking about it as a whole.
Well,
we might not be into GT Sport, but I guarantee there's a lot of PlayStation guys and a lot of guys who loved GT when it was back in the day. Who are excited for GT Sport.
Actually, I am thoroughly disappointed with that.
Well, I'm sure you are, but
and that's where I started my simulation racing was Gran Turismo, and I got a PS4 this year, right? You tell me I would not be excited about a Gran Turismo. I have the system. All I got to do is throw down that $60 to enjoy another Gran Turismo like I did back in the day. And what did they give us? They gave us a shell of what that game used to be. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. All right. I feel that, a lot of games came out at one point in time. Sony and PlayStation, they were touting the indie movement. They were all about the indies. But when they didn't need them anymore, when their development teams caught up, when their first party teams caught up to what they were doing, they don't give a shit about indies. They don't even talk about them anymore, right? They'll release them still, but they won't give them any play. They won't give them any publicity. They don't talk about them anymore, yo. And the thing is, you can have a quantity, but what's up with the quality? I've heard Uncharted time and time and time again, and then throw in a little Bloodborne in there. But that was the only games that you guys have told me about PlayStation. Now I want to play Neo.
Lost Horizon.
That's what I want to play, right? Me, I don't give two shits about Nier. Like, I played the first one. I thought the first one was garbage, so I'm not going to even touch the second one. I might get it down the line in the bargain bin or something like that to try it out. And maybe at that point in time, that game might steer me and be like, you know what? I might look forward to the next one. But all in all, like, I don't see exactly what you're saying. I feel like there are quality titles on all platforms. All right. There are reasons to get every single platform if you can. All right. And I'm not going to say that Xbox has no games when since 2013, all I've been doing is enjoying and playing games, new experiences and stuff like that I am happy with. And I feel that if other people give the hardware a chance, they will be happy with as well.
That's true. All right. Well, we got bogged down in that conversation. So we'll keep going for hours on that one. So we're going to move on.
Yo, Baines, you know I can't go for hours, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's the problem.
All right. Next up, PUBG set another record. They passed Dota. Nobody thought, I mean, I know a lot of people thought that wouldn't be possible, but PUBG seems to be killing it. And we know it's going to be coming to the Xbox later on. I know we had this conversation a few times, but I think this is gonna be something that does spill over to the Xbox. I mean, it's just doing too well right now on the PC for me to think that would slow down at all when it does come to the Xbox. What do you guys think?
It's not going to slow down, man. This game is going to just gain more momentum. It's probably going to surpass a lot of these other games that have kind of had that, success with like Dota, just had that success of like just having, so many people playing in it at one time. I think, this game is just it's gonna blow everything else out of the water with in terms of, just people playing it.
Right.
Just because you can just jump in and play. And I mean, yeah, you're going to get killed probably right away, but, it's fun. It's fun to kind of be like, oh, shit, that guy fucking got me. I want to go back in and see if I can do better, and get your gear and get all that stuff. And, it's just, it's a lot of fun. And I'm not really that surprised that it beat Dota 2, honestly.
What I've been thinking about is like, especially since Destiny has come out, and it had like a million concurrent players. I wonder what they're gonna do to kind of combat the PUBG whenever it comes out. It may have some type of special something go on. You guys think
nothing? I don't know. I mean, it's Bungie. You never know with them what they're gonna do. Because they're pretty kind of secretive when it comes to like their DLC and stuff like that, except for the leak.
But Bungie and Activision do not have to worry about PUBG. All right, like they have a dedicated community, a dedicated fan base that people will even split time. And the difference here is with Destiny, you keep what you find. You keep what you find all the way through until you decide you don't want it anymore. Where PUBG, except for the cosmetics, you're constantly dropped into the map with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you're starting from square one constantly. I think with PUBG, it's going to get a lot of people in the beginning. A lot of people who have an Xbox One. It's a $30 title. It's going to be in game preview. I think a lot of people are going to pick it up. The only thing I'm concerned about, because we do know the console gaming community is different than the PC gaming community. To this day, it still is. It has its own personality. I could say that the PC gaming has its own personality. I'm not sure about the legs for PUBG. It depends on how the developers support it, what they add to it, and stuff like that as it goes forward. Because I'm not sure. with, you know, the gamers, like you said, that are in Destiny 2 that get to keep their stuff and then go back into the game with all their cool new shit. You don't do that in PUBG. You start square one again. And I'm not sure if that has the longevity.
But have you played PUBG?
Huh?
Have you played PUBG?
No, I haven't.
Well, then you don't know yet.
Well, see, Dark.
It's one of those games that's very addicting, dude.
Dark, here's the deal. That's why I said I am not sure. If you notice, I said that like 5 times.
I understand that, but I like giving you shit, so yeah.
What you think, Yukon?
Speaking of shit, where's the gameplay, man?
I sent it to you, bitch.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know if PUBG is gonna translate well to Xbox One. I can't really think of too many games that are like it. I know Fortnite's trying to do their own version of PUBG. They might be kind of trying to jump on the bandwagon right now. It might just be. I mean, I played a good amount of PUBG, a few dozen hours. It's a certain kind of gamer, kind of like people who play MOBAs or who play strategy games in general, like StarCraft, that kind of stuff, because you start over fresh every single time. I think it might actually, and people who play Overwatch, I think people might actually kind of like it because it's a fresh match every game. Yeah,
right.
All you have is your cosmetics. You start over with whatever, and you just go with it. So I'm not sure if it'll translate too well, but I don't know. It's done pretty well on PC, but it could just be a PC only kind of game. I mean, you're not going to see Dota 2 on Xbox. I mean, that kind of stuff doesn't translate well. So
look at what happened. Look what happened with Counter-Strike when it went to console. Like at first it was like, oh shit, and then that game just fucking died. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's interesting to see. All right, and I'm not one of those people. I don't champion just like everything that's coming to Xbox first or stuff like that. I like to look at like the broader perspective of things, and it's going to be interesting to see if this game does have those legs that, you know, it goes throughout time. When it first comes out, I know at least within my circles of people, I know a lot of people who are picking it up. But after that, are they going to keep playing it? To me, that's the question right there, man.
Well, that is true, because I mean, you know, I haven't played it in a while, so I mean, but that's because I'm a hardcore gamer. You know, I think, you know, this game is very catered to somebody who is just, you know, wants to play one game and one game only, and that definitely is going to fit for them because it's only $30 and they can just hop in whenever they want and play it.
Okay. Well, I guess there's another developer coming out with you know, we hate this phrase, what they dub the PUBG killer. It's a tactical shooter. It's supposed to support 1,000 concurrent players, 400 players on the map. The map is supposed to be 144 square kilometers versus PUBG's 8 kilometers. So they're also using. This is the one thing that I kind of took from it, that they're using the cloud. They're using the cloud to do a lot of their atmospheric things that they'll have going on as far as.
Are you talking like skyboxes and stuff like that? Are you talking like cloud computing?
They'll be using the cloud to do a lot of their to take care of a lot of their like I said, like the different things that go on in the game, the dynamic weather.
Yeah, it's how they generate stuff. They use the clouds. So they have more computing power, that kind of stuff. It doesn't. It seems like a gimmick, man. If you come in saying we're making a game to beat this one game, you're already lost out the gate because you're already behind that game.
But the main thing I want to take, because that PUBG killer shit. Every time you say that, then I'm looking at your game. But the main thing I want to take is, you know, Microsoft is big on the cloud, and this is going to be using the cloud a lot for a lot of the things that's going on in this game. Do you guys think that'll kind of take off? Maybe if this game comes out and it's, you know, it's at least serviceable. I mean, it gets enough people playing it. Do you think that's the cloud aspect of the game? Do you think another developer using that will help Microsoft kind of take off with what they're doing too? Because, you know, Microsoft is the first one talking about this as far as with gaming.
Right. I only think that, you know, Crackdown 3 is going to be able to do it. That's the only game I could think that would be able to take that to a different type of level. I don't think this PUBG killer that they so call it, is I think it's going to be more like Lawbreakers. Let's just say that. In terms of just like, you know, they're too late to the bandwagon, and it's just not gonna. I don't think it's gonna work out for them. I mean, it's such a big, you know, that's such an ambitious project to you know, to say that there's gonna be like 400 players on a map, you know, almost 100 and something square fucking feet or whatever the fuck it is, of a map like that's very ambitious. That'll probably never come to console. It'll only be on PC.
Yeah, is that what? Are we talking the PC?
Where
title?
is it now? You know, where is that type of game right now? It's on PC.
It's on PC, yeah.
And
but the article doesn't
PUBG
state
that's
what it'll
king
be
right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Article didn't state when it'll be coming, but I suspect they would want to get it on console also.
Well, here's the deal. When it comes to cloud computing, for anybody who's actually like looked into it or whatnot, you know it is not good for immediate things, right? So with you saying for the atmosphere, the weather change and stuff like that, stuff that, you know, can take up, you know, a good chunk of code with writing the game and a good chunk of memory and stuff like that. Using the cloud for that is actually the perfect point to do that, because it doesn't have to be immediate. You know what I'm saying? Like the whether it's rain or fog rolling in or whatever, like it can start computing that before time, and it doesn't have to be immediate, like a headshot or something like that, or like when you jump over a dead tree or something that has to be immediate. They're not going to use cloud computing for. So with you saying like what they're using it for, it makes sense. Now, I like what Dark said. Where's it coming? Because right now it's on PC or whatnot. I think it'll just be it's just going to be an example of what devs can do, tools that they do have at their disposal, and whether or not they use them. Now, you have a developer that is going to utilize the cloud for computing. Oh my goodness, in video games. Who would have thought that would be a real thing? But it is. There's cloud computing being used in all sorts of like software and stuff like that throughout the world already. So it was only a matter of time before it came to gaming, and hitting PC first actually makes sense because, you know, when it comes to, you know, the PC, you have variable units. You have various power, you know, in different towers and stuff like that. And at least you know that they're going to use the cloud compute in the right aspect, and they're not going to try to go kind of like overboard with it.
Right. Okay. All right. Any other thoughts? All right.
It could be something for the Xbox One X. I mean, they say it's going to be as good as not as good as a PC, but they want to make you think it's as good as PC, but pretty close. So, I mean, if you can do it on a normal PC, maybe Xbox One could do it. So,
you know what's awesome? You know what's awesome about the One X, and I don't compare it to PC. I'm not one of those people. The thing is, you're getting all that power on a closed hardware system, so the developers can utilize it to the fullest, and that is the best thing when it comes to the Xbox One X that the PC doesn't have, because the PC, you know, you can get whatever graphic card, whatever CPU, all sorts of good stuff, and the developers have to kind of like cater to a wide range of hardware. And developers, from what I've heard, and I do talk to certain devs and stuff like that, they love that closed system. They love going in and trying to pull the most juice out of that hardware, and know that's the hardware that they're dealing with.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna move on from that. Wolfenstein trailer. Did any of you guys check it out? The new trailer?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did.
Man, golly, when I saw that trailer. I just watched it before. Man, that shit looks sick. I'm so ready for Wolfenstein. What you guys think?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, the trailer was just like fucking over the top, ridiculous. And that kind of shit is always up my alley, you know, just absolutely, you know, the dude fucking the fat chick, that was fucking hilarious, you know, like
Dark was like, man, that brings me back right
there. But you know, it kind of was just like, wow, you know, something like this that's coming out that I think they're kind of building upon, you know, what they did with the first one, and just making it just even better. than the first one. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I hope they correct their mistake from the first one. I love the first one. I thought it was a lot of fun, but it was the one and done. You beat it, you're like, all right, well, there's nothing else to do. I hope they add more kind of replayability, so I have more of a reason to pick it up again, rather than nostalgia.
What would you want them to add as far as replayability? Because they're not gonna put a multiplayer on it. They're not gonna do that.
No. I don't mean multiplayer. I mean maybe branching storylines or something like that to make a single player game. Like I actually want to keep playing it over and over again. Completion, that people who are completionists, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Collectible stuff that sounds kind of lame when you say it like that, but it actually does kind of extend the life of the game. And I feel like the first one didn't have that. It was kind of like, I don't want to play these levels again. It was really fun the first time, but it was kind of I'm done with it after that kind of thing,
Yeah, I think
it was a one and done.
If they went that route, though, then they might as well just go open world with it, which they're not going to do that. It's a linear title, so I don't know too much more that they could do. I mean, the story was good. The story was really good for the first one, but like you said, it was straightforward linear story, and there isn't much replayability there. But I just don't, unless they go open world, I don't see.
Well, they don't have to go open world, but the stuff that you're asking them to do is more of the framework of the entire game. Like if you want them to put like multiple avenues, different ways to play, possibly, you can go in and sneak around, or you could go in full guns blazing. You could have Leo said, branching storylines, which I think is really cool. I wasn't into the first Wolfenstein. All right. I played it for a little while. It felt way too twitchy. All right. I didn't like that. I like feeling some weight in my controller when I'm playing with first person shooters and stuff like that. I didn't feel any of that with playing the first Wolfenstein, but that's not to say that I'm going to tell everybody that the second one, oh, you shouldn't pick it up. If you are a fan, right, you should be excited. I am happy for you. But I do like what Leo brought to the table in terms of branching storylines. If you come over here and you do something over here, then it takes you off on this like side story that might bring you back into the main one, and have like a fluid branching storylines would be really awesome for the series.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I liked about the first one, that there was no real weight to it. I like the fluidity of the first one, where it's just go in, guns blazing. And I like that type of shooter where I can just blow some dude's leg off, or just put him in
sick man.
dude, it's just fun. It's one of those games that you can just pick up and play, and like Yukon said, just one time and that's it. Just pick it up, play it, and move on. But I agree with him when he said that bringing something more to it than just a one and done. I think he has it spot on there, where we have to see something that's like different avenues, or maybe just like another maybe you can't get all the achievements throughout the campaign. Maybe you can there's certain things you can do to get different achievements and things like that. Mm-hmm. Just do something that makes us want to keep coming back to it and playing it more than just once.
And it's funny because in that aspect, I have Doom, right? I absolutely love Doom. I go back in and I play like different stages just at random, even though I beat the game. I won't touch the multiplayer. I think the multiplayer for Doom is horrible. That's just my personal opinion, but I still find replay value, and it's another one of those, like, it does have like collectibles in within the game, but other than that, there's not too much. When you look at it on the surface, it doesn't look like there's too much replay value. Maybe the gameplay will suck a lot of people in. Like you said, there were people that are fans of the first one. The first one definitely, lit a fire underneath that community that's been dying for another Wolfenstein. So maybe the gameplay itself will be that replay for a lot of people. I know, like I said, with Doom, that's what it is for me with Doom in the story. I just like going back and playing certain levels kind of like over and over again, man.
Right. Well, we'll have to see what they brought to the table this time around. I'm gonna enjoy it either way, because I thoroughly enjoyed the first one. So we're gonna move on here. Fable anniversary has been talked about. It's been kind of given a nod by Phil when he was asked about it. Said it's something that it should be, like he said something like it should be coming because they've been working on it or whatnot.
What do you mean should have came a long time ago? I got you, man.
What do you guys think about that Fable anniversary reboot?
Dude, how the hell are you gonna have Fable 2 and Fable 3 backwards compatible for over a year?
Yeah,
and not have the original, in that category as well. I mean, it took them too long, in my opinion. I mean, I'm glad it's going back compat, and I know there's a lot of people just kind of waiting there. They have that 360 disc. They have it right next to their Xbox One. They're waiting for it to go, so this way they could go back in and play. But I feel like this is just one more thing within this generation. Like I said, I don't sugarcoat any platform. This is one thing where Xbox has dropped the ball. So I'm glad they're finally like realizing that the ball is on the ground and they picked it up and now they're bringing it to the gamers. Yeah.
I think Xbox dropped the ball a long time ago.
With Fable? I wish there'd be another Fable.
With Fable?
Yeah, they dropped it on Fable, but I mean, didn't they shut down Lionhead Studios after that Legends card game?
Yeah, they did.
Came out.
Yeah, but they still own the franchise though.
Right, but is there someone fitzing around with another Fable? Is that
yes,
happening somewhere?
Yes, there's another development team that is working on a Fable reboot right now.
Well, that's definitely what the franchise needs because Fable, what was it, 4? What was the last one, 4 or 3? That's
3.
Just kind of. I mean, go back to 2 and just give me more 2, and I will be happy, and I'll buy it. I'll pay $100 for another 2.
Yukon, man. One of the things I thought with the Fable franchise, I thought they went forward in time way too fast. I had a lot of fun with 1 and 2, with the magic and the sword play, with guns being kind of optional. But
yeah, I liked it a lot.
When Fable 3 hit, it was all about rifles and shotguns and stuff like that. I was like, man, no, don't do this. Like, let me simmer in the whole sword play and magic thing and stuff like that. So I'm actually happy that they're going to reboot it because I feel like they got to bring it back again and then just kind of develop it slowly throughout its sequels. Don't go straight to guns and shit. On your third iteration, you know what I'm saying?
Well, honestly, with the third one being such a disaster, I mean, I didn't really like the third one. They kind of had to, come out with a reboot of Fable, because like you said, it went too far into the future with rifles and shotguns and things like that.
I don't know if it was a disaster. It's just, I just don't think they have anywhere to go from there. I think that there was too much stuff to do, and what's coming after that, I don't know. They definitely need to start it over and take all the best stuff and do it. That game's ripe for an open world. I mean, the whole Fable universe, the whole charm of it, and the humor. Put me in a Skyrim type of world like that. That's a AAA game. That'll sell anything. I'll buy $100 for that one, man. That sounds awesome.
Right. I'll buy a $500 console for that.
I would, man. I'm telling you right now. That comes out Xbox One X only. Find me in line day one. All right, give me that shit, dude.
All right, so we all up for the Fable backwards compatibility, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely play the Fable anniversary because I didn't play it when it was on the 360.
You think they should do just a full remaster just to get people back into Fable?
For me, I'm a Chivo hunter, so I would like a remaster so I can get all those achievements over again.
Right.
But in general, I think it'd be good just for clean up the graphics a little bit, because if you go back and play it when it came out on 360, the anniversary, it felt a little dated, a little bit, not too bad, but I think they could clean it up a little bit and make a lot more money off it, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, well, with a different studio, like I said, and they haven't announced this yet, so definitely, take it with a grain of salt. I don't want you guys just to blindly believe everything I'm saying, but everywhere,
I never believe anything you say.
Everywhere I turn around, like in behind the scenes, when it comes to YouTubers, developers, people who work at Xbox, I'm hearing Fable reboot all over the place, right? It's a different developer and stuff like that. So in terms of a remaster, I think they're just kind of given the fans what they've been kind of like shouting for over a year now. You know, if we have Fable 2 and Fable 3 as back compat, where the hell is the first one? You know, and it's good to see that they're doing that. I don't see them doing a remaster. I just think that they're going to throw this out there as back compat, and then hopefully, like I said, this E3 coming up 2018. Hopefully, they announce the Fable reboot, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, that'll work. I'll definitely hop back in there. We're gonna move on. Microsoft has been really big on the indie game.
Oh God.
And it was just an article talking about, you know, their support of indies and, you know, how that's been going. What do you guys think about that? I know what you think about.
I would say you should have let Dark kind of announce that, for the topic, man.
But yeah, they have been. In fact, we could tell by this last E3 that they're going in hard on the indies, where, you know, Sony's kind of slacking right now as far as indies. I think Sony is more. They're focused more on their VR and, you know, their other first party stuff. So, what do you think about Microsoft? They kind of taking the indie game over right now. Yeah.
They had to sweeten the pot when it came to the indies, because when the independent developers and stuff, because, you know, when the Xbox One at launch, you know, having that kind of like parity clause when it came to indie development with games, there was a lot of things that indie developers didn't like. So, you know, Phil Spencer took over, and they had to kind of go back in and do a 180 on that as well. You know, they did a lot of 180s, man. I don't know what was going on at the beginning, you know, pre-launch with what people were thinking with the Xbox One, but I know the 360 embraced like indie development to an extent that, you know, no other console has really ever seen before. And people just thought they would automatically bring that over to the next Xbox. At that point in time, they were calling it the 720, right? But they didn't do that. So now they had to go in and they had to sweeten that pot so much more to bring indie developers back, that now with what I hear, you know, Microsoft sending people over to work with indie developers, asking the developers what they're trying to do, and then really trying to help them accomplish their goals with the games. It's good, man. I hope that, you know, at some point in time, all platforms can kind of get on the same level when it comes to indies, because I feel like indies have a place in the gaming industry. I don't necessarily compare them when it comes to the AAA titles or anything like that, but there's a definite place for indies. I know, you know, in the PC side of it, I mean, you guys get a shit ton of indie games all the time, and to see it kind of like spread out and get into consoles and to be accepted, you know, there's always going to be a spot there, and you're going to see different indie developers grow and get those bigger jobs in higher places. You're going to see new franchises. It's a great time to be a gamer right now.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody knows my take on indies.
You love them.
I am just like, why are they going big on indies for the X? Like, if anything, you know, just don't even bring the X up in it, because
you just made Baines pass out, by the way. You heard
that? He fell out of his chair. You know, it's just I don't get it, man. You know, for me, the X is more for like that AAA experience. You know, that you know, I granted, yes, the PC gets a lot of indies. They get a lot of, you know, a lot of the time they get a lot of really good indies that we don't get. And if we get some of those over here, I may actually start getting into more indies. But right now, you know, they haven't really announced much. And from what I've seen so far, I'm not impressed. Raiders of the Broken Planet look good. Ashen looks good. But that's about it. And you guys got to show me some more stuff, you know?
Dude, speaking of indies, I'll let you guys in on a little something. I've been talking to Double Fine on Twitter, you know, DM and whatnot, and there was a game. It's actually the reason why I first considered getting a PS4. There's a game called Gang Beasts, which is out on PC. I love it. It's a stupid little game that you could go in with your friends, and like the animations on the characters and stuff almost make them look real, even though they're like kind of like balloon people or whatnot. It's just a lot of fun to play. Talking to them, the PS4 version is actually going to be coming out very soon. Like I've been bugging them because it was supposed to come out the first quarter of this year. And like I've been like, yo, where's this game? Where's this game? It's the reason why I got this console. Where's this game? Where's this game? And I hear there's a really, really good possibility it's coming out before the end of this year. So I am excited for that. And that is an indie game, man.
Yeah, you like those indies. You like those fucking trash.
Dude,
games.
I'm gonna be streaming the shit out of that game, yo.
I mean, there are good indies out there, though. I mean, Inside, Limbo, those games are great. Little Nightmares, that was a good one. I like that. It just has to really grab me, man. That's what it is. If it doesn't grab me, then I'm not, I'm not into it.
There are a bunch of indies out there, man.
Looks fucking hard as shit, so I don't know if I'll be able to finish it, but I'll try.
Yo, Baines, if you don't mind, Gunstar in the chat says indies are at the 360 level in looks. Some even better. Yeah, dude, I gotta say, like, there has been a huge jump the last year or so going into the future when it comes to indies. They're looking a lot more polished, more content, stuff like that. You can see that category of games, you can see it developing on consoles like more and more. And it's cool to see the evolution of them, because I remember on the 360 era, there were a lot of games that people were like, oh, this is really cool. I picked it up and I'm like, oh man, this is trash. Yo. Like I didn't get into it last gen. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, State of Decay started out as an indie, and look where it is now. It's becoming AAA. So I mean, I could see some of these indies, maybe potentially in the future going AAA, like maybe even Raiders of the Broken Planet, maybe even Cuphead, going, for its sequel or whatever. If it does get a sequel, going more AAA.
That's true. That's true. I think Raiders of the Broken Planet is going to wind up being a pretty good one for people who do pick it up and play.
Damn, I had the game for a while. I got a code for it or whatnot, and I can't get into it, man.
You didn't like it?
I've tried. I can't get into it. Yeah. I don't know. It's just maybe the more that they do polish it off, as it's coming, because I know it's not released yet, right?
It comes out
tomorrow.
Oh, it comes out tomorrow? Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been about damn, man, it's been probably about a month or so since I played it. So I don't know what they could have done in that point in time.
I mean, is it a broken game? I mean, is it just not playable or what?
No, it's not. It's the mechanics seem very, very clunky to me. I don't know. It could be a me thing. Like I know you guys. You probably have heard me on other shows and stuff. I say, different strokes for different folks. Some games that you like, Optimus loves, I absolutely despise. Probably the same with Baines as well. And it just goes back. Yeah, dude, you're not gonna. Dude, you haven't tried to sell me that yet, so we're good. Yeah.
Oh, he's going to. He just likes to kind of
sneak it up on you.
Baines, just remember, man, I'm your number one fan, even though we don't like all the same games. Just remember that, Baines.
I feel you. All right, we'll move on. Sea of Thieves was almost a vampire type game. It was an article that's kind of, I guess, looking behind the scenes of development, and found out that it was almost supposed to be a vampire type game instead of pirates. You guys think that would have changed it? Artemis, would would you like it a little bit more if it was that way, or?
I mean, as it is right now, with vampires, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I mean, they see vampires, man.
Just see vampires. Yeah, just seeing it from the E3 trailer, I was just like, they haven't added anything that has impressed me. It's just basically go to this island, get some treasure, maybe run into a shark, and then run into some skeletons and shoot those guys, and that's it. You know, it's the same thing that I was playing throughout the beta. I mean, the alpha. So I mean, I'm like, I'm not interested. You know, and I don't think, you know, if it was a vampire game, it would have been a totally different game. It wouldn't have been Sea of Thieves. It would have been like, you know, just, you know, probably like more like Vampire or Vampire, you know, like the
Sea of Vampires, dude. I'm telling you, the whole ocean is just vampires.
You know, it would have been a totally different game, but I mean, it didn't happen that way. It's pirates, so I mean, whatever.
I think they definitely made the right decision when it comes to that. I don't know, man. I've put some time in on the alpha, and I gotta say I really like where the game is going. I've also talked to Craig Duncan as well to see what is going to happen in the future, and think of like you know, pirates, but certain things that are like very Destiny like. In terms of you know, treasures being available like raids for a certain time and stuff like that, and that's kind of like what they're putting into this game, and they are fleshing out the world. Not only are there going to be sharks and other pirates, they have the Kraken, other mythical beasts and stuff like that are going to be in the game. So it's truly going to be a living kind of like pirate fantasy world, and that's why I'm excited about this, man. I am excited to bring in a crew of people and go in and see what the next challenge is. And I know that they are going to support it with like that content, kind of like what Destiny does, minus the DLC, by the way, minus like paying that DLC to keep going or whatnot. And they're really gonna go all in on this title. And I'm really excited for it, and definitely glad it's not a blood sucking title.
Well, they have to do something to bring me into the game. Because that alpha just left a bad taste in my mouth. And you know, when people are out there saying that trying to compare this to Destiny, Destiny's an MMO, okay, and MMOs have been doing that paid DLC for years. It's just new to consoles. You know, people aren't used to it. But eventually, you guys will get used to it because it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep going.
You guys? What do you mean by you guys?
I mean you, bitch.
In the end, if it's successful with the masses, then it's going to stay. All right. So Destiny, you know, that's going to stay. It's been successful, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if more titles will do that in terms of the DLC and stuff. If it's really going to be accepted in the console gaming community.
MMOs, man, they better you know, they better figure something out in order to you know, put out more content. Because if they don't make any money off of that content that they're going to be putting out, then you know, if it's free to play, and then they put out, you know, like a DLC.
Well, see, now you're just putting in all these guidelines. If it's free to play, then and stuff like that, I got you, man. I just I don't know. I don't know in terms of when it comes to the future of console gaming. I do love the fact that they're kind of mixing and mingling certain things in between console and PC. All right, but you know, when Windows 10 came out with their games and stuff like that, the PC community started yelling, "Where are master files?" and stuff like that. You know, stuff that they're used to, their identity in their gaming community. And Microsoft said, "Oh, well, here you go, guys." So now if we're mingling them together, I don't want like a lot of the downsides of the PC gaming space coming over to console as well. And the weird thing is, I don't see a lot of people even like really speaking up on that to the point where, you know, they're catching ears the way the PC gaming community did when, you know, Windows 10 games came out and stuff like that, to where Phil Spencer had to go in and be like, "Yo, here are your master files. Here, we're supporting this. Here, we're supporting that. Here, guys, take it. Just calm the fuck down."
Well, I guess we'll have to see, you know. It seems like people, you know, are starting to speak up a little bit more. But I guess we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Like the mouse and keyboard situation. Me and just like a couple people I know are kind of concerned for that. Like, and I don't understand why more people aren't like, "Hey, yo, Mike, are you really just leaving that up to the devs to do whatever they want?" Because that kind of just throws throws the cards up in the air and you hope you grab the ace of spades. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a little bit of a gamble there that you're gambling with kind of like the personality of a gaming community. You know what and for you to do that and not really put down any parameters, not say exactly what they're doing with features like that are coming over from the PC side of things, you know, it does a little concern on my side with that stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm just kind of, I'm kind of wait and see with it. I'm thinking, you know, most developers, they don't want to, I mean, because it'll really put a dark cloud over their game if they're just mixing the two without telling you. I'm pretty sure they'll have different rooms, you know. If you have mouse and keyboard, you can go here, or if you want to play with everybody, you play here or whatever.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. And in the end, like I said, with the blending of these kind of like two communities, I just wanted somebody from Xbox to come out with a definitive answer and say that, you know, we're taking the reins here. Yeah, we're bringing the feature in, but we do recognize that, you know, the communities are different, you know, and we want the console gaming space to keep their identity as well as the PC space to keep their identity as well, and not just try to smash them together and you know, like when you smash like two different types of Play-Doh together and see what comes out of it. I don't want like just this crazy abstract community or whatnot. Like, you know, keep the personalities on you know, each of the platforms and just evolve from there. That's all I'm trying. Like, that's all I really want with that whole thing, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do that. But let's move on. Square Enix, I guess at what is it? Tokyo Game Show. They kind of announced a new game.
Was it Left Alive?
Left Alive, yeah. And they had a trailer that Optimus hit me to today, and I saw it, and the gameplay kind of looked like a Gears of War type. Even though, I mean, it looked good, but what do you guys, have you guys gotten to check out the trailer, or?
It's the Gears of War killer. You know, that's what it is.
You go right along the PUBG killer, which is right next to the Halo killer, which is right next to the Uncharted killer, right there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if this game looked like, you know, Metal Gear, you know, I think it is the same designer as Metal Gear and a Mech Assault and Gears put together. It's all those three games. I mean, it looks cool. You know, it looks like something probably up my alley that I would actually play. Don't really know much about it. I mean, it just looks cool, but that's about it. You know,
dude, was it just me, or was like I watched the Tokyo Game Show, right? So I saw when they were putting it up on the big screen and stuff. When they presented this, when they showed it to the world, was it just me, or was the gameplay flashes really fucking fast? Like I'm trying to like pick things, trying to see exactly what's going on.
I didn't watch it.
And they're just flashing through everything so quick that I didn't even get a chance to really absorb everything. I saw like the third person aspect, kind of like taking cover, but I didn't get a chance to really see what he was taking cover from, like, you know, in the distance and stuff like that. They just went really fast with it. I don't know. It could just be me though, man.
In the trailer, it was kind of fast too, but you could see a big mech that some type of big robot that he was shooting in the distance. So it may have something to do with that. I don't know.
So you got one flash out of like 50 where you're like, all right, I got that mech there.
Yeah.
But what's going on with the other 49? You know what I'm saying? I just hopefully they'll kind of, you know, stop drinking so much cups of coffee before they put these things together, and they just calm down a little bit and they show it off a little bit more. So this way I can, you know, either get excited or say, you know.
Yeah, I think it's still pretty early though. You know, you probably gonna have to
say 2018, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you check this out? Do you know anything about this game?
It looks like Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain, dude. It looked exactly like that. If you hadn't told me what the name of that game was, I would be like, oh, it's an expansion of Metal Gear Solid. It looks exactly the same.
Yes.
So, not really my type of game, personally.
I hear that. But yeah, I can see how you got that too. I mean, looking at the trailer. I mean, I got a little Gears of War, but I can definitely see how you got that.
Well, it's the same designer as Metal Gear, so it makes sense.
Yeah, the dude runs the same. Like they run the same as Metal Gear. Like there's Metal Gears floating around. I'm sure they're mechs or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
But do you have a cardboard box that you can hide inside? That's the big question.
There's no point. There's no point if there's no cardboard box. I'm not.
Yeah, you know, that would be the end all be all. Yo, pre-order and you get, you know, specially tailored, customized cardboard boxes, man. That'd be awesome.
All right, we're gonna move on from that. Vampire, as I like to say, has been pushed back to 2018. I was looking forward to this game, but I started looking up information on it actually like a week or so ago, and I didn't find anything, like not any new information. And we just learned that it's getting pushed back, so I'm kind of disappointed with that one.
I'm glad it's getting pushed back.
Oh shoot!
Well,
I'll be right back, guys.
More time to work on it. All right,
take your time, get something right out there, you know. Because I mean, this is from the same people who made Life is Strange, and you know, this is kind of almost a big game for them because
it really is,
because it's an RPG and it's a new type of experience, and I think, you know, them taking their time, getting it right is going to benefit every single one of us. So
yeah, and as far as what we learn about what they're trying to do in the game, you know,
exactly,
with the different decision trees and how if you kill this person, it can affect the whole city, you know, things like that. That is a pretty large scope, and then you're talking about basically an open environment. So yeah, coming from Life is Strange and going to that, I want them to take their time because I was looking forward to the game. I'm still looking forward to the game. So
yeah, because it was supposed to come out soon, wasn't it? It was
supposed to come out in November.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean,
I think I was looking forward to the game too. I watched a few. They came out with a new walkthrough by the developers like 2 months ago, I think, maybe 3. Good. I mean, it's all dark and gothic. You're a vampire. I've actually heard about this game for a couple of years, so I was actually pretty hyped for it. But I'm not one that freaks out when that new South Park game got pushed back.
Yeah,
now it's coming out here. I think it's only I think it's good news. I think it's rarely that we need another year to finish this game. Oh, that's terrible. No, it just means it'll be a year better. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed that I don't get to play it now, but I hope that the year they take it and make it better.
Yeah, that's true. Because the scope of the game is going to be really something really big as compared to, like I said, as compared to what they've done before. So,
right.
They said vampires and RPG, and I was sold. You know, and that's the big thing. And so when they said they were going to push it back, I was all like, I was a little upset because I was like, oh man, wish it was coming in November. But at the same time, I'm all like, good. They're actually gonna maybe, you know, they're pushing it back for a good reason, hopefully, and then we'll see something really spectacular in the springtime.
And plus, that's going to give, depending upon when they bring it out, it's going to give more people, it's going to get more mind share with more people, because coming out in this, you know, in the heat of the holiday is really not good for a game like that anyway, even though it probably would have been really good. Not enough eyes or minds would have been thinking about Vampire because you got so much other stuff coming out in the holiday. So
yeah, they got a better chance during the spring or the summer, somewhere in there.
Yeah, exactly. So
if this game comes out before Red Dead Redemption, then they're good.
Yeah.
If it comes out after, they may be screwed.
Depends on how far after. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. You know, if it's a couple months after, you know, Red Dead, they might be okay.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of game actually seems like it'll be perfect for springtime because around that time we really don't have much. Plus, you know, summer's right around the corner, so you know everybody knows in the summertime we don't get shit. So, you know, to see something like this,
yeah,
you know, it's gonna be great.
That's true. All right, well, Vampire, sorry you had to be pushed, but I'm glad you're gonna make the game better. I was really looking forward to that one. But the Tomb Raider trailer, it dropped. You guys get to take a look at that?
I'm super hyped for it because I love the reboot to death. I thought that game was one of the best games I ever played personally. And I hear the movie, and it looks like the movie's gonna go along that same route, like similar.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I love that game to death. That story was excellent, really, really good. I didn't give a shit about Tomb Raider before. I'm like, who gives a fuck about these pointy titties, you know? But now that they bring out that reboot, it was good. It was really good, man. I love that one, and the sequel was really good too.
Yeah.
So I'm hyped for this movie, man.
Yeah, I like the fact that I could directly see in that trailer, and it seems like they purposely put it in the trailer, or they showed these portions of the trailer for people like us that that actually played the game, but you could see direct gameplay elements in that trailer, and that's what got me the most excited. And it looked good. I was like, oh yes, this is gonna be nice, So
they don't have to do shit. They got a whole perfect story.
Right.
Cinematic story. They just stick to that. It will be an amazing movie. They do typical Hollywood shit where they're like, oh, we're going to throw our own spin on it.
No,
motherfucker. No spins. It's already good. You don't have to do shit.
Leave it alone.
Well, yeah, I absolutely agree. I think the trailer alone was just like, wow, they're taking, it looks like they're taking elements from Rise of the Tomb Raider, they're taking, from the reboot as well. I think, this movie's probably going to be in my opinion, I think it will be the best, video game adaptation done with film. Just because, just from seeing from the trailer, it just looks like you guys are saying, like the game.
It looks like it has the potential, definitely.
I'm like, bring it on, man. Let's see this, because I mean, I usually like to go see the video game movies just to see if they're any good, and 9 times out of 10 they're fucking trash. But there are some that I kind of enjoy here and there, but that's just preference and opinion. But I think this one actually has a potential being really good.
It's true.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, last but not least, The Punisher. That trailer's come out. It looks like there's going to be a good play on that story. I think I forget the guy's name who's playing the Punisher. He's really good for that role. But I was stoked about that trailer. Did you guys get a chance to look at that trailer?
Oh yeah, dude, this fucking show is gonna be probably the most brutal, probably goriest fucking Marvel show we've seen on Netflix. I liked the Daredevil series. I didn't really like the first season as much. I mean, it was just kind of building the character. Second season was great with the Punisher in it. And Luke Cage was really good. Jessica Jones was all right. I didn't see the Defenders yet. I haven't seen Iron Fist yet. I know I have to check those two out, but I'm definitely excited to see what they bring to the table with the Punisher, because the trailer just fucking was like, oh my god, nonstop action, just a cool twist on the story, and I think it's gonna be a really good show.
Yeah,
definitely, man. I haven't been hyped for one of these shows. I like Daredevil, of course. Both seasons were dope. We got Jessica Jones. Once it picked up, I loved it a lot. But I wasn't too excited to watch Luke Cage or Iron Fist or the Defenders. But watching this trailer, man, I'm into it, man. I really want to see what they got to do with Frank Castle, man. This looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking Punisher?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. Yo, I gotta say, when it comes to the Netflix series, like the Defenders, man, like I was hyped for that, and I feel like that series let me down. Still to this day, my two favorite like seasons was Daredevil season 2, which had Frank Castle in it, and then Luke Cage's first season was off the chain, in my opinion. So to see them going, it just looks like it's true Punisher. They're not going to soften him up at all,
right?
Like that. And this is coming from somebody who phone call again. My bad. There's a little bit of an emergency going on at my wife's job, but yo, this one I am hyped for. I can't wait. I think did it say November?
I think so, yeah.
think
So
so.
it's this year, so we're
I was trying to read through because when I saw the last official trailer, it said 2017, and they were kind of like making the letters all fuzzed out and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, I was like, I see an N in the beginning, I see a BER, November. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely hyped after that trailer. So we'll just have to see how it turns out. Any other thoughts on the Punisher?
I think this will be probably maybe Marvel's best show on Netflix. Just from that trailer alone, I was looking at it. I was just like, man, this trailer is going to be epic. I mean, this show is going to be epic. It seems like it's going to be a nonstop roller coaster with just action, probably every episode, and just good storyline, and it's just going to push what they've been doing on Netflix.
All right. Anything else? Well,
No, man.
that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the show. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. With these outros first, we're going to thank our special guest, Mr. Yukon. I don't want to put his government out there again.
Yo, my bad. Yo, Yukon, I didn't see the title, and I just saw your name like when you were speaking or whatever in the hangout. So that's why I was saying your name, man. My bad, dude.
No. I was kidding. This Dark Optimus here made a big deal about not using his name, so I just thought it was kind of
because his name is Miss Cleo, and he just doesn't want to say that.
No, it's
I miss Miss Cleo, man. Don't play with me. Just bring her back right now.
Crazy.
I don't know where my future is going without her, man.
Dude, if you want to pay me like $9.95 per minute, I could come up with some shit for you. I'm just saying.
Dude, put on the hat, man. I'm down. I got this money.
Crazy, dude.
Hey, well, we definitely appreciate you coming through and being on the show, man. We appreciate that.
Of course, guys. It was a good time.
Yeah. And next up is our other, I won't say special guest. This is like his house. You know what I'm saying? Dude's always here. We appreciate every time he's here. Xbot 448.
Yeah, man. As usual, it is great to be on Quest. Unfortunately, I was a little bit late. My bad, guys.
It's all good, man.
Yo, the twins decided that they were going to try to go to bed without brushing their teeth. And, as a dad, I'm not having that, man. So,
well, that's what happens when you have like 25 kids,
Oh, my goodness, man. Well, we're just trying to take over the world. You know what I'm saying? One bot at a time. But,
they won't even let you in Utah, dude. Okay. You're not going to take over shit.
They got my picture up in Utah. It's like, yo, as soon as this guy crosses the border, you know what to do. But nah, it's
Exactly.
always a blast, man. Of course, I am the biggest M. Baines fanboy out there, and Dark Optimus is okay too. Yo, Yukon, it was great talking to you, man. I really liked our discussion. I love when there are opinions that we could talk about things. Even having different opinions and
Right.
still have an intelligent discussion. I love stuff like that. And, we definitely had it here on the Quest
I like it.
podcast, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Next for this outro is just a Dark Optimus. Go ahead.
Oh wow, dude! You never do that. It's only when bots do that. But yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox Live at the same name. You can also check me out every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, right? I think it is, right?
I think so.
Maybe. I'm not too sure, dude.
Is there a podcast on at that time?
I think there is. I think it's called The Next Podcast. So you guys can check me out at that podcast as well.
I think it has gameplay, right? Like
it has gameplay.
Wow.
And it's got the diva, the K Mega,
K Diva.
You gotta have the diva there. But yeah, it was an absolute blast having my buddy from college on here. Dude, Yukon, gotta have you on again, bro. So much fun. Definitely a good show tonight. Thanks for everybody in the chat who came by, stopped by, and hit that like button. And if you guys like what we're doing here, please subscribe. Because we really do appreciate it. And
even if you don't like what they're doing here, you got to subscribe as well, because you know, if you don't like what they're doing here, then you love to hate. Let's just be honest, man.
It's true. He's not wrong.
All right, and I was your host, M Baines. Find me on PlayStation, Xbox, MBaines99. Other than that, that's it. We out, people.
Good night, everyone.